I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Tuesday, October 21st. Today.
It'd be a very nice addition to an infill place. It's always been there.
A first look at a large new development in St. Boniface inside the Water Tower district. Also today, down the drain. Why Manitoba liquor marts had to toss out thousands of dollars worth of American booze. Plus, a celebration of light.
They bring the family together. We celebrate together.
Winnipeg Hindus light up the sky for Diwali. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. It's a massive development project that will change the face of St. Boniface. More than 160 acres, just a few kilometers from downtown Winnipeg. Today, we're learning more about Shindico's vision for the Water Tower district. CTV's Taylor Brock is here to tell us more. Taylor, let's start with where this is happening.
Well, Marilee, today Shindico Realty announced it's bought a large parcel of land in St. Boniface. It's a piece of the former Canada Packers site. The land is at the southeast corner of Marion Street and Archibald Street. It's home to a tall black water tower that you can see for miles around. That was built in 1936. The former Packers property had a large footprint in St. B, more than 160 acres. What you're seeing now on your screen in red is the 14.3 acres from that site that Shindico now owns.
So Taylor, what's the plan?
Well, a whole lot of construction, Marilee. Shindico says the site will be one of the city's most significant infill developments. It wants to design, construct, and lease a retail hub and build residential homes. Now, the site doesn't look like much today, but when the work is done, a retail center will house a mix of national and local tenants, plus drive-thrus catering to residents and commuters. Also in the plan, a multi-family residential area. Shindico says it's planning a complete, connected, and walkable neighborhood. The head of Shindico says it's a perfect area for a new big name grocery store.
I do anticipate a grocery store because the market is there now without all the apartments and things and places of business that we're going to be putting in. Without them, there's enough market share, and there hasn't been a new grocery store or new retail in the area for a long time.
That is exciting news to hear about, Taylor. Any idea when shovels will be on the ground for all this?
Well, yes, actually, the residential phase is scheduled to begin next year and take about 2 years to finish. The retail component is expected to follow shortly after. CTV's Jeff Keel was talking to people in St. Boniface today about the plan and how this development might impact traffic in the area. His full report is coming up on CTV News at 6.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Taylor. Police have arrested and charged 2 men in connection with a homicide that happened more than 2 years ago. 33-year-old Tremaine Travers was found dead at a hotel in the 600 block of Main Street in March of 2023. Winnipeg police deemed the death a homicide, and today police announced they've arrested 2 men. 36-year-old Dion Trent, Spotted Eagle, is charged with second-degree murder, and 34-year-old Harry Andrew Bittern is charged with aggravated assault. Both men are in custody. Police say the victim knew the accused when he was murdered. None of the allegations have been tested in court. As a result of Manitoba's decision to retaliate against U.S. tariffs, thousands of dollars worth of American booze has gone down the drain. Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries confirms more than $26,000 worth of expired wine and creme liqueurs were thrown out after being pulled from shelves earlier this year. The province says it was purchased before the ban went into effect. The Premier ordered Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries to stop selling U.S. products back in February in response to steep U.S. duties on Canadian products. At the time, Bob Canoe estimated it would take an $80 million bite out of the American liquor industry. A warning from the city today about high bacteria levels in the Red River. The city has installed signs, just like these ones, on trails, boat docks, and parks that are within 3 kilometers downstream of the North End wastewater treatment plant. That's because the plant's UV treatment system has been turned off while it gets an upgrade. UV light inactivates bacteria and viruses like E. coli and fecal coliform. So the city is recommending people avoid direct contact with river water. If you do come in contact, wash your hands with soap. Use safe food handling practices when consuming fish from the river, and don't let your pets come into contact with or drink river water. The UV treatment system is expected to be up and running again in March. Meanwhile, the city says power failures at 2 lift stations sent more than 200,000 liters of raw sewage into the Red River over the weekend. One outage happened Friday at the Marion lift station on Lyndale Drive. The city says an estimated 140,000 liters of untreated wastewater emptied into the Red River before crews could get power on again. The second incident happened Saturday at the St. Norbert lift station. Around 80,000 liters of sewage spilled into the Red River there before crews shut off the valve and restored power. A popular pumpkin patch in St. Andrews says this is its last season. Schwabe Pumpkins shared the news in a social media post Sunday. It comes more than a month after a September frost forced an early harvest. The family farm has been in business since 2005. Schwabe Pumpkins didn't give a reason for the closure or share exactly when its last day will be. CTV News has reached out for more information. A Hindu festival is lighting up the Winnipeg sky this week. Last night's rain didn't stop this Diwali fireworks display. More than 1,000 people gathered at the Hindu temple on St. Anne's Road to take in the festivities and the food. Hindu Society President Anita Roy says Diwali celebrates prosperity and light over darkness.
It's bring the family together. We celebrate together Diwali, and it's the main celebration of the lights. We lamp the light, but in the temple we can't lamp, so we do the like the electronic one for the lamping. Yeah, because of the fire regulation. And yeah, it's just celebrate together. It's bring everybody close together.
And celebrations continue tonight and include a fireworks display in Waverly West at Bison Run School on Frontier Trail. That show had to be postponed due to last night's rain. It gets underway tonight at 8:30 and everyone is welcome. Let's bring in Colleen Brady and find out what our Diwali fireworks forecast is looking like tonight. Colleen, hopefully no rain going to put a damper on the party.
No, but at least early evening it will be cloudy and windy. But the good news, Marilee, is that as the evening progresses, some of the clouds will part and the winds will diminish significantly. Those winds, by the way, are on the backside of that low pressure system that brought last night's rain. Right now in Manitoba, it's cloudy here, but all that rain and that low, well, it headed east into Ontario, and it's raining there now right around Dryden, but it wasn't just rain that was falling earlier. I'll have more on that and a look ahead to the forecast for tonight and the rest of the week. Temperatures will be warming up. Let's take a look right now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. Look at those stunning clouds. Beautiful shot there. 7 degrees, cloudy, some pretty strong and gusty north-northwest winds. The pressure's rising. The humidity is 77%. Out in traffic, it is Tuesday afternoon. A live look onto the St. James Bridge, free-flowing northbound, but much slower going for folks trying to make their way southbound onto Kenaston.
Thanks, Colleen. Baseball is a hot topic these days with the Jays' big win, making this a great day for the Winnipeg Goldeyes to release its 2026 schedule. We'll show you what you can expect next season. Plus,
brush your teeth and listen to your mother. You got it?
an art project at a Winnipeg's seniors resident gets some international attention. We'll tell you all about it after the break.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Winnipeg for the hourly code word. Then enter it online at ctvwinnipeg.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Winnipeg, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Manitoba had the second highest inflation rate in September. New Statistics Canada data shows inflation surged almost a whole percentage point to 2.9%. That's the highest rate outside of Quebec and higher than the national average. Now, here's Morella Fernandez with today's Market Watch.
Gold has been surging this year as investors look for security in a quickly changing world. But today, it reversed course. After hitting a high yesterday above $4,300 US an ounce, gold prices tumbled today. Precious metals were the biggest losers on the TSX. Some, like Aya Gold and Silver and Lundian Gold, down about 15%. The weight of gold and silver stocks also brought the TSX down several hundred points. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 71.35. West Texas Intermediate crude is up to 57.24. Western Canadian Select down $1.38 to 44.91. And the TSX dropped 527 points to slip under 30,000. Those are your business headlines. I'm Morella Fernandez.
Market Watch is brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross. Group health plans for any size business.
A project at Winnipeg's Misericordia Place is getting some international attention. The care home launched a life advice line where you can call in and receive free experience perspectives from residents. If this sounds familiar, that's because we covered it here on CTV News, but now the project is getting attention from ABC News in New York. Take a look.
Hello, operator. Give me the number for 911. If you need a little help, but it's not an emergency, you could call the residents at a care home in Winnipeg.
It's good to listen to people who are older than you. It really is.
About a month ago, Misericordia Place launched what they call their life advice line.
Press 0 for Cheryl's advice on being true to yourself,
where you can call in and receive free experienced perspectives from residents like Cheryl here.
It's very important to live according to what you believe, because it's you who has to live with yourself later.
The initiative came as an extension of their art program led by their artists in residence, Francesca, Natalie, and Toby.
When we are making art with people, they're telling us incredible stories, and we're meeting amazing people.
Live according to what you believe.
So they started going around and interviewing many of their residents from ages 58 to 97. For example, here's the advice from the 97-year-old, who shall remain nameless.
Brush your teeth and listen to your mother. You got it?
And here's Susan's advice on dating.
Follow your interests and they'll lead you to the one you love. Love will come to everybody. Surely it does, doesn't it?
And then there's Maurice, who kept drawing incredibly detailed sketches of wild animals in his hunting cabin in art class. So if you dial 6, you get moose hunting advice, such as how to make your own moose call.
I call moose, I'll give you an example.
So far, the artists tell me they have received thousands of calls and are even getting some play from at least one local radio station. But how does Cheryl feel about all this?
But you need to feel like you matter. So this program lets you feel like you do, and your feelings are current. And that's really nice.
So I'm not sure what your international phone pledge is, but if you call 1-204-788-8060, you can hear the rest of these timeless pieces of advice. In New York for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
There's a reason why Winnipeggers who move elsewhere want to end up in Winnipeg.
Blue Rodeo frontman Jim Cuddy is talking about Winnipeg on social media, but it hasn't all been shining like a diamond mine during the band's stay here. We're going to explain next in the Spotlight.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Prism and Haywire.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and Canadian music legends Blue Rodeo have just wrapped up a fabulous four-show stop here in Winnipeg and Brandon. In fact, their final show was last night.
But, Marilee, one of the members was left singing the blues after visiting the Forks. His bike was stolen.
Ugh.
Yeah. Guitarist Jim Bowskill was spending the day with bandmates when it happened. A post on the band's social media page says the bike holds a lot of personal value and is asking people to keep an eye out for it. The bike is described as a red Dayhan folding bicycle. If you may have spotted it, you're being asked to reach out to Blue Rodeo directly. Despite the theft, frontman Jim Cuddy is still praising Winnipeg.
I think a lot of cities could learn from the preservation of fine old things in Winnipeg. There's a reason why Winnipeggers who move elsewhere want to end up in Winnipeg. No, it's a very special city.
The band is...
As if I couldn't love Jim Cuddy anymore.
I think he's just about one of the nicest people out there, right?
We'll adopt him as a Winnipegger.
Absolutely.
Somebody find that bike,
Get him the
please.
key to the city, please. There you go. The band is performing in Thunder Bay tonight. Yes, hopefully they find that
My
bike
other
soon.
home. All right.
There you go.
Finalists have been announced for the 2025 Governor General's Literary Awards.
That's right. The awards celebrate literature and inspire people to read books by creators from Canada. A pair of Manitobans are on the shortlist. Real Ones was written by Winnipeg's Katarina Vermette and tells the story of two Mitchell sisters who must navigate the fallout from accusations their mother has falsely claimed Indigenous identity. And Small Ceremonies is a novel from Lake Manitoba First Nations Kyle Edwards. It's a coming-of-age tale about the highs and lows of a group of Indigenous students growing up in Winnipeg's North End. Both authors are finalists in the fiction category. The winners receive a $25,000 prize.
Well, it seems like everybody's talking about baseball these days. And while the Winnipeg Goldeye season may be over, the team already looking forward to next summer.
It sure is. The baseball team, Marilee, announced the 2026 regular season schedule today.
And it's go. He swung on and hit the center field.
First 100 games is May 15th in Milwaukee, with a home opener May 19th featuring a Goldeyes jersey giveaway and fireworks. There's 7 fireworks displays during the season. The Goldeyes will play 50 games at Winnipeg's Blue Cross Park. Winnipeg will again be home on Canada Day. The schedule also features the return of several familiar promotional games, including a Father's Day game on June 21st, Bark in the Park, and a Manitoba social night.
Spooky season definitely here, and there are some fantastic Halloween houses in and around Winnipeg to take in.
That's right, and we're looking for a Halloween house to feature on CTV Your Morning Winnipeg. Now, if you think yours fits the bill, you could win a $500 gift card from St. Mary's Nursery and Garden Center and have the chance to show off your Halloween house live on Your Morning Winnipeg on October 31st with a visit from Ainsley McPhail. To enter, head to our contest page at ctvwinnipeg.ca, fill out the form, and submit your pictures.
Yeah, get those entries in. That's a pretty good prize.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your primetime lineup starts at 7 with MasterChef Canada. At 8, catch the Traders Canada. High Potential is on at 9. It's all right here tonight on CTV. A live look at McPhillips traffic fine there, but a big closure to let you know about. Mission is closed at Plinkett due to a fire. You want to avoid that area and expect delays. There are emergency crews on scene.
Women's clothing provided by R.W. & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
Crisp pass back. Niederreiter to Pionk. Wrist it through. They score! And there it is. Jonathan Toews with his first goal.
It was a moment many Winnipeg fans had been waiting for. That is St. Vitel's Jonathan Toews scoring his first regular season goal as a Winnipeg Jet. That goal helped the Jets beat the Calgary Flames 2-1. Mark Scheifele scored the other Jets goal. That was his 5th in 5 straight games. Winnipeg hosts the Seattle Kraken Thursday night.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, we had that low-pressure system that slowly moved across southern Manitoba yesterday. In behind it now, some very strong north winds all day long, generally now coming from the northwest. It looks like they're starting to slow down a little bit. But all this, the low and the rain with it, all headed east into northwestern Ontario. It's raining lightly in Dryden now, but on the weather forecast video on today's website, our CTV Winnipeg website earlier today, I was picking up on what was falling just to the west of Dryden. Snow. There was an outright flip over in those strong northwest winds in very cool surface temperatures that flipped over the rain to snow right down just north of Fort Frances. So a good swath of northwestern Ontario. Caught a little bit of the white stuff today, but now it's a little bit warmer out there, so we're seeing no snow on the radar, just rain in northwestern Ontario. But it will continue as we move into the evening ahead and continue to push further and further off to the east. Meanwhile, back in Manitoba, a little bit of light snow, freezing rain, and rain pops up overnight in the northwest corner of the province. Cloudy across the rest of the north. Some clearing down here in the south, and those strong north winds today, well, they're already starting to diminish, and they will do so as we go throughout the evening. It'll become much lighter, those winds, once we hit 9-10 o'clock tonight. You can see by tomorrow morning, sunshine returns to much of the south, but look at this, not so far off in northern Ontario and parts of the northwest. You may well be contending with some snow there. Up in the north, too, in the northwest corner, again, there's some of that precipitation popping up. It looks like it will change form depending on the temperature between rain and snow. Late Thursday night overnight we go into, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. We'll see a little bit of light cloud cover, but really conditions improving. More sunshine for us here in the south on Thursday. Temperatures still in the single digits, though, before we start to see temperatures warm up by Friday, setting us up for a beautiful late October weekend for Winnipeg. Tonight, though, not so beautiful, dipping below freezing down to -1 degree. Mostly cloudy to start off the evening and windy till, like I say, around 9-10 o'clock tonight. Then the winds diminish and the clouds part. That will allow the temperature to drop below freezing up to 7 tomorrow. Mix of sun and cloud, light winds from the north at 10 kilometers an hour. Then into the long range we go. Thursday, mix of sun and cloud, 8 degrees. Then there's the jump to 11. Back to double digits Friday. And then look at the weekend. Sunny and 15 degrees on Saturday. Cloudy, sure, but warm on Sunday, too. 14 degrees. Showers still looking likely on Monday with a high of 11. And you see those overnight lows stay pretty warm, too. Now, Barb spotted this beautiful rainbow over Caddy Lake on Saturday. She sent that one in. Glad you did. And this next one is from Robbie. This was out near Springfield Road and the floodway during last night's sunset. Email us your weather photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. If you're an early riser, you may have noticed something unusual making its way across the sky earlier this month. Check out this photo. It's from a CTV News viewer in Zelena, just north of Roblin. A row of evenly spaced, bright lights silently moving in a straight diagonal line. And while it may seem like a scene out of the X-Files, it's likely the photographer witnessed several Starlink satellites shortly after launch.
Last year, they were kind of rare to see them just after launch because there weren't as many being launched. But now with every, at least twice a week, there is a new set going up, and the odds are that somewhere in the province you'll be able to see a group of them if you're out at the right time.
Scott Young from the Manitoba Museum's Planetarium says over about a week, those satellites will slowly break formation and disappear from view higher into the atmosphere. Pretty cool.
It is.
Looked a little strange to me. I'm glad Scott Young clarified that.
That's
for
right.
us.
And thanks to Shirley for sending that in.
After
all,
right.
tis the season.
We'll be back at 6 with more local news. Hope to see you then.